Hello again, ladies and gentlemen, Saki here, and welcome back to another episode of American Truck Simulator, the Washington DLC, and we are over here in Spokane, right across from the Home Depot that we dropped off last time at the rail yard, and we are going to head to Grand Coulee with this large reservoir tank. I mean, it's just up the road, but it's going to be 10 grand, and we haven't seen 155 yet, so should be an interesting drive, especially as heavy as we currently are. First thing we need to do is make the left turn out of Albuquerque here. Let's go down to second gear to see if we can get a pull on this thing. Yoink. There we go. Just get it rolling and get it down the road. Alright, so we should be able to come out over here. Police escort should be at the end of the road, I would assume. And this looks a little hairy. Like, why you gotta pull a heavy cargo out of that? That doesn't look like that fits, but just... I don't think it did fit. I think I saw a little bump, but we are clear, down and away. Shouldn't have to worry about stop signs or any such nature as that. There is our police escort. And down the road we can go in a Washington special delivery. We'll swing out as wide as we can here. Nice. All right. So thank you once again for joining me on another episode of American Truck Simulator. I hope your week went well. Mine was, you know, I can't really tell you how my week went because I'm recording this pretty early in the week. Sunday, actually. So by the time you're seeing this, it's already been 5 days, and I don't know what kind of 5 days I'm gonna have, but I'm not anticipating anything too awful bad. But either way, driving down the road here, no problem. Just got done watching the NASCAR race, and Justin Haley ended up winning his first race ever, which was certainly a shock. Daytona, you know, produces a lot of surprise winners throughout history, and certainly pretty surprising indeed. But no, not an overall good race, I don't feel. Like, Daytona and Talladega are just so random in the quality from year to year. It changes so dramatically based on, you know, circumstances in the driver's control, out of the driver's control, that whole thing. But maybe Kentucky will be okay. Speaking of Kentucky, as you're watching this live, if you do see this on day one, my Kentucky episode should be up on YouTube. Move out of the way, truck. Oh, you are going... I can't do that. I can't do that. Okay, looks like we're going to have to shove this guy out of the way because that turn is too tight. Excuse me. Move. Or by my ancestors, I'll put you on the ground with a split lip. Alright, got to move him out of the way. It's like the police spawned right when he was trying to get through the intersection, and then he could not continue on. So, yeah, more power to him, but we rooted him out of the way for sure. But we're going to get onto the highway that we came into Spokane from, but should have a changeover fairly quickly. I mean, overall, it's not a long haul, but with these special transports, you do sort of have to be on your guard and ready for anything. We'll put the cruise on 40. Lane change maneuver. So lead, yeah, trail car blocks off the lane, lead car moves over, and we get right in the rocking chair. But also in other truck sim news, Utah was announced as the next state, and I think they're going to be able to put out a lot of states now. As I think I talked about this before, but as you move from West Coast to East Coast, your states get smaller as far as geographical locations. The only big exception is Texas, and I imagine they are saving Texas for a while, or they're still working on Texas. And holy crap on a cracker, guys. Easy does it now. But they're probably still working on Texas, and I imagine that a few more states are going to come out before Texas is done, because it's just so abnormally big. I mean, Alaska would blow it out of the water, but I mean, there isn't that many roads in Alaska, I don't think, that could do a lot of trucking. I mean, you've got your ice road truckers and everything, and boy, wouldn't that be a DLC. But interesting to see Utah. I've only driven through Utah once in my entire life, and that was on the way through Salt Lake City going west. So I know nothing about Utah's highway system or cities or anything of such nature. It's like an undiscovered state for me. It's almost like a mythical figment of my imagination that, yeah, Utah is a thing. It's one of those things that, you know, people out here don't think too awful about. Did that say Spokane Airport, Orlando? Is there an Orlando, Washington? Or is there an Orlando Bloom? I don't know. But we're making that right turn. Orondo. Okay, gotcha. Exit 277. Hopefully this cop can bust through and start blocking. Do we have a blocker up here already? Yes, we do. Good, 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 good. And nice, we didn't have to slow down much at all for that interchange. 2 hours and 27 minutes. I believe this was the last interchange, so all of this is brand new. Got some rock formations there, some nice overpasses. Let's take a look at this thing as we go across Dawbridge. Got a road down there that we can't actually ever drive on. But yeah, a beast of a load, that is faux show. I'm glad I got the achievement out of the way for doing all the special transports, because if any extras were included with Washington, then that would get sort of retroactively added to the achievement, and then you would need to haul a whole crap ton more stuff to get the same badge. So achievement hunting in Washington should be pretty fun. There's a few landmarks to see, and I think a few ports to do, and then you have to take the ferry across Puget Sound, which we might actually do naturally as we move across the state, maybe head west to Aberdeen and places like that. We might have to take the ferry, but we'll just see, you know, what happens by the time we see all of the cities, how many achievements we have left to go. As per usual, I don't think I'm going to record it and put them on YouTube, the achievements I need to get, but we'll see. I mean, if I'm not going to lie, American Truck Sim is not a good series for me. Like, on average, view-wise, it's pretty low. That and Kingdom Come, which is sad to say, because, you know, this is one of my chill series. I can just sort of sit down, talk about, you know, what's on my mind and whatnot, and just see some cool scenery. But, you know, I guess the type of people that enjoy that content haven't found my content yet. When you think Truck Sim, you think, you know, Jeff Favignano and Squirrel, and you know, it's a very similar format. But, you know, they get their fill. You know, those guys show off a lot in the early life cycle of the DLC, and by then everyone is trucked out, as it were. But I'll do this mainly for me, just to show you guys what's around, all four of you that end up seeing this. You know, you are one of 25% of the viewers of this video, and that should make you feel pretty special. I think you're special. But yeah, you and American Truck Sim and Kingdom Come. I mean, the first episode of Kingdom Come, A Woman's Lot, did very well, and I think it was people trying to figure out why their quest wouldn't start. There was a massive YouTube search for Johanka, wondering what you had to do to start that quest, and I just went straight in. So I'm sure people tuned in, they said, oh, that's what I got to do. Then they just shut the video off because they had their questions answered. And that's one thing that I talked to my YouTube tutor, B-Dubs, about, was being sort of a tutorial channel. It's, you know, it's good that people know you for tutorials, but they don't stick around too long because they're only on your channel for that brief moment that they need their question answered, and then they never come back to watch anything else you ever do, unless you happen to do a tutorial of something else that they want answers on. But, you know, that's my shtick. That's what I do well. Still enjoy doing it, of course. And like I said, I've been doing this for 3.5 years now, and I've only been paid once from YouTube back before there was that whole monetization thing that YouTube did. And I've been still plugging away hard ever since. In fact, a few new additions. So not only 5 videos a week, but 6 videos a week, every week. Granted that the Saturday video is mainly a highlight reel of what happened on Thursday, but still, it's content that I hope people can tune into and, you know, enjoy. Because I certainly don't do this for money. That is faux show. I did happen to enter Jeff Favignano, speaking of which, he reached 1 million subscribers. And I ended up putting my name into the hat for his 1 million subscriber shout out contest, where kind of like B-Dubs, it was, hey, just send me your channel and I'll look at them and I'll shout out the ones that are that I feel are worthwhile. I don't know how many he's going to pick, and just the sheer number of people submitting their channels is astronomical. I could just imagine, because I think B-Dubs said he had 60 or 70 channels that he looked at before he chose mine, and I imagine Jeff Favignano is sort of in that same groove, because he said on YouTube, put your channel in the comments, and that's, you know, easier to get to than an Instagram post or something that your average viewer won't see unless you're like really diehard fan. So because it was posted in the YouTube comments, I'm sure he's easily in the hundreds of channels that he is looking at. Granted, I'm not going to dog on other people's channels, but let's just say I'm feeling pretty good based on the channels that I looked at. I was curious, and I looked at the channels that were submitted ahead of me, and it was usually like, you know, 10-year-old kids with 2 videos on their YouTube channel of taken from their phone of like TV gameplay, and, you know, that's how some YouTubers start. But, you know, it's just, I don't want to say that my channel's better than theirs. That sounds really uppity. But I've put a lot more work and drive and thought into mine than that, and I can say that without feeling too awful pompous. But I'm sure there are amazing channels out there that will submit their channels, so those are the ones that I really have to worry about. I submitted my channel when he hit, I think, 300,000 subscribers a few years ago, and I don't know if I was in the running or, you know, how close I made it or how close I was, but it'd be interesting. There we go. Grand Coulee discovered, and we have to drive through this city, and of course we've got a dump truck right in our way that's going to mess everything up. Clear the way, please. Yeah, it's I've been really putting a lot of effort toward my channel for sure, especially lately. If you've tuned in, and in fact this video, I put in the new subscribe animation, and I learned how to do masking and video and an animated subscribe button like that. You know, that's the kind of stuff that sets you apart from your 8-year-old kid who just films his TV on his phone and says, "I have a YouTube channel." You've got a video, son. You don't have a a channel yet. I mean, that's not to say they wouldn't grow their channel to be an amazing channel. Oh wow, what was that? I think we either crossed a... Did we cross a dam or something? I think we hit one of the Washington State landmarks. So that's pretty cool. That's one less landmark we have to see, whatever it is. And we're going downhill quite a bit. But yeah, I mean, take a look at this place. So yeah, we went, I guess, over or by the Grand Coulee Dam. How about that? I didn't know Grand Coulee had a dam. In fact, I'd never heard of that city before this game, so really cool to see. That's pretty epic, not gonna lie. All right, 25 miles an hour, let's go. Luckily, the dump truck didn't hold us up too awful much, and if he goes straight at this intersection, which I think he is, we will be in like a dirty shirt. Outstanding. All right, let's make this turn nice and wide. Luckily, we have the clearance of this bridge. 18 feet, 10 inches. Maybe we're 16, 17 feet high. I tell you, that's one thing that American Truck could do that would sort of elevate this from casual sim to like one step closer to real simulation, is plotting your routes based on overpass height. So knowing that, you know, your trailer can't make it, but I mean, this is the only way in Grand Coulee, so the game would have to basically not allow you to take anything that is over 18 feet tall. But still, it just adds that extra element of planning routes. It kind of reminds me of the game that Jeff highlighted a bit ago. Is this it? Or do we... No, the car ain't pulling over yet. Oh, here we go. Of the truck sim where you could actually get out of your truck. I wonder how that progress is going. But here we are at a build site. All right, cut her hard. All right, I think we're going to clear just fine. Let's get over here and center her up and park right in the middle of this housing development. I wonder if Grand Coulee is in the middle of a building renaissance. That'd be pretty cool. And of course, a lot of photos, a lot of pictures, and booyah! Drop the trailer. We are here and delivered another 10 grand in the pocket. 131 miles, 7 hours and 50 minutes with 30 gallons of fuel consumed. Yeah, made 550 XP. So that looks pretty good. Before we leave off this episode, let's take a look at the job market and see what kind of jobs are going out of Grand Coulee. See if we can go, let's see, to Yakima wouldn't be too awful bad, and take a look at that route. That is a twisty-twirly mess. Then Eugene, Coos Bay, Oakland, California. So maybe Yakima is our next trip. Construction House. We'll be heading back down the highway that we've been through Wenatchee. And then I think this will be undiscovered territory. Let me take a look. So if we leave Wenatchee, yeah, we'll come out right here, and then this will be uncharted territory down Highway 82. And we can take a look at Yakima. I don't know exactly where the YTC is, the Yakima Training Center, but if it's along Highway 12 or something, I'm curious to drive by it. But that will do it for me. Like, share, and subscribe if you are so bold. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I'll see you in the next American Truck Simulator video. Take care.